Hello guys, today we will talk about internal application load balancer. Like in previous videos, we have covered external load balancer. Now in this video, we are going to focus on internal one. So it is the same concept, like it is a proxy based layer 7 load balancer. So which enable us to run and scale our services behind a single internal IP address. So in this, we need a internal IP because this load balancer is not accessible via internet. And after that, we have in this we have two options. We can create regional internet internal application load balancer or cross region. So in region, like it is specific to a single region, we like no one can access this load balancer from any another region. We have this option, like someone can access this specific load balancer. We will talk about that how we can do that. But as you have remembered that in regional internal load balancer, it is specific to only one region only, like in which you need a regional compliance. After that, this is a new feature which is recently introduced by Google, cross-region internal application load balancer, which is also in preview. So it enables us to load balance traffic to backend services that are globally distributed, like in multiple regions, which are distributed in multiple regions, and that the traffic is distributed to the closest backend. So like if traffic is coming from Asia, so it will go to Asia backends, and if traffic is coming from Europe region, so it will go to Europe backends. And from via this load balancer, we can also enable high availability. So we will talk about this, but not in this video. In this video, I'm focusing on regional internal load balancer. I will create another video for cross region. And this is the deployment mode, like it is internal load balancer. It is always regional only, and network service type is premium, and it supports IPv4, and these are the ports it supports: 8080 or 443. So let's talk about, like we have already covered, it is a proxy based layer 7 load balancer in which we can run our services or scale our services behind a single internal IP address. And in this, we need use this load balancer when we need backends in only one region only. So like we required IPv4 termination. It doesn't support IPv6 as of now, and you have to remember that it doesn't support these features also. Like you cannot use cloud cd and cloud armor. We cannot even use cloud storage bucket. Like we have seen in external load balancer, we have the option of backend buckets, but you have to remember in internal load balancer doesn't support backend buckets, and also it doesn't support Google managed SSL certificate. So if you want to use SSL, you have to create your own or bring your own certificate. So this is a small kind of architecture which we can help us to understand better. So this is our client VM. Anyone like trying to access our internal load balancer, this is the forwarding rule, which is a regional one. And this is the forwarding rule where the IP address will reside, the internal IP address. Once we will hit this, after that will forward the traffic to TCP proxy, which will drop the traffic, create a new connection to our backends, and it will use URL map for that. After that, it will forward the traffic to backend service, and backends can be anything like instance group, NEG, hybrid, and NEG. Now it also supports external backend also, like your backend can on another cloud like Azure or AWS. After that, we have to use some global firewall rules also. So you have to remember, whenever you create a load balancer, the firewall rules which are global are required for basically all the load balancers, so that load balancer can check your backend's health. And we have to create a health check also. After that, SSL certificate is a regional and proxy only subnet. It is very important. You have to remember that in basically most regional one, we use a proxy only subnet, like we have seen in external regional load balancer also, in which we have used this concept proxy only subnet. Let's see what it is. So proxy only subnets are required for regional internal application load balancer, as I've told you. And it is a like set of IP address that Google uses to run proxies, envoy proxies on your behalf. So what will happen on behind the scene, like you will have to create a subnet which has a sole purpose of proxy only subnet. So whenever you hit your application this internal load balancer, so Google will terminate the connection, and it will create a new connection from this proxy only subnet to your backends. So we have to remember this. We have to create first proxy only subnet, and proxy only subnet is specific to only one region. You cannot use this, like you have create a proxy only subnet in like Mumbai's region, so you cannot use that specific subnet in like in US region. So you have to create proxy only subnet region wise. Also, the proxy only subnets are only used for NY proxies, not for your backend. So you have to remember that you don't use that proxy only subnets while creating VM or anything. It is specific for your load balancers only. And like all region NY based proxy load balancer in the same region and VPC network share a pool of NY proxies from the same proxy only subnet. So if you have multiple load internal load balancer in a single region, so all will use the same proxy only subnet. There is no need to create multiple proxy only subnet VMs or endpoints which are like in your internal load balancer or in a specific region will receive connections from the proxy only subnet. As I already told you that load balancer will drop the connection and create a new connection from the proxy only subnet. And that this is the very main point, important point. Like we have to create ingress firewall rules with proxy only subnet range. So like you have done all the things, you have created a proxy only subnet also, but you have not created this firewall rules with a proxy only subnet IP range. So what will happen? Your traffic will never reach to your backends because your backends are required a specific rule or allowed traffic from this subnet. So make sure whenever you are configuring this, you have to create this firewall rule. So we will cover this all in the demo. So let's start my Google Cloud Console. So I have some VMs already running. So I will show you like what these VMs are doing. So this is I've created some VM in Asia, in some Europe, and some in US. It is for my testing purpose only. So basically, I'm going to use this specific VM, which is a part of instance group, as a backend. So this is in my US Central ones. So I have to create my load balancer in also in US Central one region as you can see because it is a regional load balancer, so I have to do all the things in regional wise only. So this is my instance group. If I go here, I have created many videos how to do that, how to create these all things. You can check out my previous videos if you don't know how to create this instance group. So and before I move on, this is my VPC network in which I have two networks, LB network, which I am going to use. So let's go inside the LB network. And here I have some subnets which I am using. I don't have any proxy only subnet as of now, but we can reserve proxy only subnets as you can see here also. And if I go to load balancer, I don't have any load balancer. I will show you that option, proxy only subnet option. So let click on create load balancer. So we can click on start configuration. So the option is whether it is internet facing or internal. So our it is not internet facing, it is an internal load balancer, so we will choose this option. If once you click, all the option will go away and we have just to continue. After that, the first thing which will come up, we have to choose a region. After that, if you have another region, you can choose that. After that, it will ask us to choose a network. So I have a LB network. So once you click that, it all show you to reserve a proxy only subnet. So it is saying that proxy only subnet is required. So whether you can reserve from here also, like click on reserve subnet, give a name, give IP range, or better if we can go, we can reserve from here also, from our network in VPC network. Also, we just click on add subnet, give a name like proxy subnet. We have to choose a region in which we want to create. So let's choose US Central one. After that, we have to choose regional managed proxy, this one. Once we have done, after that we have to choose a role. So we will use the active one. I will show you how to use active and backup at the end of the video. So let's go with 7.0/24. Click on add. So we can see that my proxy only subnet has been created. So let's go back to load balancer and on create load balancer once again. Start configuration between my VMs. Continue. After that we have to give a name like my LB. After that it is my region US Central one. After that we have to choose a network which is LB network. So you can see that it is already taken that new range which as we have created, this one IP address range it has taken. Let's create a backend service. Click on backend service, give it a name like my backend. After that we will choose instance group, but we have multiple options. I have covered these all options in my previous videos. You can check it out if you want. After that we have to choose the instance group. This is my instance group which I have created, all I have shown you also here. And just choose the health check. If you don't know how to do that, just click on create a health check and fill all the details like protocol, port, and name and all that. Just you can just give a name and all that. If you are using port 80, it will work for you. After that, we have some advanced configuration which is not required for this video. Just click on create. It has been created. After that, we have to choose the routing rules. It is a simple backend, simple host and path rule. We are not using much advanced configuration in this. Just we can okay with this. After that, we have to choose the front end configuration. So I don't have a certificate for HTTPS, so I'm going with HTTP. But if you have a certificate, self and certificate, you can go with HTTPS. After that, we have to choose a sub network on which network I want to create this. So I have two ranges, so I will go with this range. Like US subnet I can choose, or I can choose LB backend subnet. So both these are subnet are in my US central one. I can choose any one. So let's go with US central one. But it can be possible here you have multiple subnets in a range in a like in a region. So you can choose any subnet which you want to use. After that, you have to choose the IP address. I have a like reserved IP address. If you want to reserve your own IP address, just click on create IP address. And if you want to choose your like custom, just let me choose and provide a custom IP address. If it is shared or non-shared, you can just fill all the details or just click on assign automatically. Google will assign a IP address from the from the IP range which you are using. So like here my IP range is this, like 10.1. So from here Google will provide me IP address, but I have already reserved this IP address for that purpose. After this is very important option, global access. So as of now it is disabled. So what will happen if I try to reach this load balancer from any another region? So let's suppose I try to reach from Asia, Europe, or any region instead of US central one. I'm not able to access this. So if I want like I am able to access this specific load balancer from multiple regions, I have to enable this option. But as of now we are going to go with disable only. I will show you later on how to enable it. Click on done and everything looks good. Just create this. You have to create a health check rule also. So like I'm able to see like my this backend is healthy. It is because of this firewall rules only. So you have to create this specific firewall rule which will like Google will send traffic from these specific IP ranges on your backends and check whether they are responding or not. So if you will not create a specific health check, so Google will not able to check your VMs or your backend's health, and your backend will never come healthy. So you will see a like warning sign that your backends are not healthy. So you have to remember to always remember to create this firewall rule, and it's the ingress rule, and you can like depends upon how your protocol and ports are configured. So I am using TCP port 80. So Google will send traffic on this specific port to check my like backend. So you can see this is my internal IG in the part of which of instance group. So Google is sending traffic on this specific VM to check. So now my VM has been created. Oh, sorry, my LB has been created. So let's test whether it will work or not. So let's go. I have so as of now I have many VMs you can see. So I will first test from this US VM, which is in the same region in which is in my this instance group also, or we can say my load balancer also. So I have logged into this. So just we will do a curl, nothing much. So we can see that even we are doing a curl, we are in the same region, we are not able to reach my backend. So maybe something we are missing. So if you know what we are missing, you can just comment. So basically what we are missing, we have missed one specific firewall rule which I have talked before also. We have not created the firewall rule from this range, which is a proxy range, which is a very important thing we have to remember always. So what will happen, I've already told you that whenever you send traffic to internal load balancer, it will drop a traffic and it will create a new connection from the proxy only subnet range, from this range. So you have to create a firewall rule which allow this range to hit your backends. So as of now I don't have any rule. So what will happen when this specific range is trying to hit my this internal load balancer, it is dropping the traffic because I have not don't have any ingress rule for specific this. So let's go and create one more firewall rule. We click on create firewall rule and we will say proxy range. and it is a network is on LB network, and it has a priority. We can leave it 1000 also. It is an ingress rule, and allow on matches action on matches allow. So we are not using any text, just apply it to it all instance in the network, and we will use this specific range. And with TCP, port is TCP and port is 80 because our we are hitting our web server on port 80. Just click on create and let's wait for 1 minute. So it has been created. Now let's check again. It will take some time. Let's see. Okay, we can see now it is working, started working. You can see it is giving a response D413, which is name of my VM. So this is one. I have a one more VM which is in US Central 1A. It is in the same region, but it is not in the same network. So it is in we can say it is in default network. So I have two network I have already showed you. So this VM is in my default network, but in the same region. So what you think, whether we can reach it or not? You can just comment it out. So let check this also. This is my VM. Just curl this specific. Sorry, not this. Let's copy my VMI, the load balancer IP, and do curl once again. As we can see, we are not able to reach. Can you tell me why I'm not able to reach? Because even if I'm in the same region, but because it is we are in different network. Simple thing is that we are in different network. If we want to reach, we have to create a VPC peering. Try VPC peering also soon. After that, this is my VM which is in the same network in LB network, but it is in Europe region. So let's try from where from this VM also. Let's do curl this my LB IP. I'm not able to reach. So we can see that as of now we can only be able to reach from a specific region from the specific network. So what we can do, let's create a VPC peering and try to do check whether with the VPC peering we are able to reach or not. So let's give a name from default to LB. My network is default. VPC network name is LB network in paired VPC network, which is in the same project is LB network. I have to just IPv4 just use the default configuration. Click on create. Create the peering connection in both ways. It is not like you have created single VPC connection from default to LB. It will never come in active state. You can see we have to create both ways from here also and there also. So let's create from now from LB to default network. Let's give a name to LB to default. Our network is LB network and paired VPC network within the same project. It can be another project also if you are creating over multiple projects. Click on default within my network, which is in my paired network. Click on create. As we can see, my VPC peering has been done. If you don't know about VPC peering, you can check out my video. I have covered in very depth. So now my VPC pairing is there. Let's now try whether we are able to do curl or not. From instance 1, now we are able to do the curl because we are in the same region. But if we are in the different region, then we are not able to do the curl. If we want, we can try this also. We can win the different region. So to whether we are allowed or not. So I think this is my Asia VM, which is in my different region. Let's go inside that and check out whether it in VPC network, in which VPC network it is. So as of now, we can set a default VPC network. So let's start and log in into this machine, and I will show you. So I am in my Asia VM. Just do curl from here. Remember, I have a peering already enabled, but I'm not able to reach. It is because we are in different region. So as of now, I'm able to reach from my different VPC network, but because I'm in the same region in US Central 1, we have tested US Central 1 in the specific region with the VPC peering. It is working fine. Now suppose we have requirement now like from multiple regions uh, that client can reach or like any user can reach to this specific VM. Oh, sorry, the load balancer. So what we can do, just we have to make it enable. So if we go to click on edit, so you have to remember that we cannot just uh, If you go to front end configuration and go to here, there's no option to make it enable here, as you can see. So what we can do, we will click on delete on this and create a new front end IP and port to the same, all the same things, US subnet, all that IP address. But you will find that we are not able to, this IP address option has been gone. So like we are in above one, we are able to see that specific IP, this IP, which is reserved, but we are not able to see that here. So what we can do here, just click on custom and provide that specific IP address only, which is already reserved for you. So this is my IP address which is reserved. So I am just providing that IP address only, and we will click on enable for global access and click on done and just update it. So my load balancer has been created. As of now, we can see that it is showing enabled, global access enabled. So now let's try from Asia VM. Just we will do the same thing. Just call on it. You can see now it is giving a response. So let's go to Europe VM also and do a call for on here also. We are getting a response. So that confirm that with the help of global access, we can reach this specific load balancer from any region. So we have to remember, like we cannot edit it like that. Just there's no option to specifically edit. We have to create a new like for front end and just delete the old front end. So this completes our demo. So one thing which I've told you, I will show that proxy only subnet thing, how to use that option like active and backup one. So let's create one more subnet here. Click on add subnet. Let's call it proxy subnet 2. Provide a region, like in the same region we have to create. And this is my regional proxy on managed proxy. It is a backup one. We cannot create active, two active as of now. Click on 192.168. Like we can say any another range we can took like 13.0/23. I don't know whether it will work or not. Okay, sorry. Let's go with 172.10.0.0/23. Click on add. So let's wait. As of now we can see that we have two range. One is old range which is inactive and this is in backup. Now what will happen? Suppose you have multiple load balancers you have created. Now this range will exhausted. So you have created a new range and now you will want to use this specific range. So what we can do, just click on activate it. So when you click on activate, it will give you some warning like all that. Like when you activate the proxy only subnet, it is used for new connections immediately, and previous active proxy subnet will become the backup one. So which is now as of now active one, this one will become backup, and existing connections which are on the previously active are drained, gradually shifted on the new one. So we can give a drain timeout like after 20 seconds all the connection will drain out, and drain out means all the connection will be removed after 20 seconds, and click activate this subnet. So we have clicked on activate this subnet. Let's see. Let's wait. So it is activating. So it is done. Now this is my active subnet. Here you can see, and this is a backup one. If in future we want, now we can delete it also and create a bigger range in future also. Let's suppose this range is also exhausted. So now do one testing. What you think, now able to reach or not? I have just changed my proxy only subnet. Let's try. Let's do call. As of now, I am able to reach because it is sending connections on previous one only. Let's wait little bit. Let's it drain the connection and we will check after that. Now I have waited some time. As now you can see I'm not able to reach my load balancer. Why it has been happened? Let's go to load balancer and see what hasn't happened. So if you click on my load balancer and let's go inside my load balancer, it is at the same IP address, nothing has been changed, but still I'm not able to reach. Everything is there, but one thing which has been changed, can you guess what we have missed here? So the thing which we have missed, it we have forgot to create a firewall rule with this specific range. So now what will happen? once you send a like traffic to our load balancer, it will create a new connection with this specific range, but previously it is using this range. So you have to remember this always. First create a firewall rule, then do the changes. Otherwise, you will face a downtime. So let's go and create a new firewall rule. Even you can edit previous one also. If I want to edit previous one, just I have to go to proxy range and just click on edit. And this I will have to add this specific range. Done. And just save it and let it save. And once it will save, we are able to reach that specific load balancer from my all the VM settings has been saved. So let's do call once again. So it is again responding. We can try from anywhere. So it is previously like it is giving error. So now do call again. Working fine. So this is a small demo I have showed you in this video. This is like for internal load balancer, what things we have to take care of. In future videos, in next video, what I'm trying to going to use a external backend which will be on Azure or AWS, and another part will be cross region one. And if you want to check all another backend option like Cloud Run or all that GK and anything else which I have covered in my previous videos, you can take check there also. It is the concept is actually the same, nothing has been changed. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any question, just comment it down. I will try to help you. Thank you.